Well, good evening. We're back. Cozy up and pay attention, folks. I don't know if you've been doing for the last 7 days, but I hope you've been paying attention. I hope you took some notes and something mattered in your life from the last time we were together. Before we get this evening started, let's talk about my favorite person in the world. Y'all want to know who this beautiful woman is sitting here? This is Lydia Giles, one of, if not, I gotta say, one of the best mothers. My best mother. How's that? The only one I had. That's my best mother. The other thing we have on this table is my favorite and best water. Simple Truth. I find it pretty interesting that I love a water that's called Simple Truth, and I do nothing but simply tell the truth. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Like how I did that? So do I. The other thing that I like that's on this table is my favorite book. Imagine that. Cozyisms, The Art of Paying Attention. The first rule in life. Folks, we got to pay attention. That's what these podcasts are going to be about. Paying attention, bringing it to your attention, if you will, and hopefully having you apply it so we can all be happier people. One of the other titles I have, other than entrepreneur, comedian, account executive, is called PHP. I am what's known as a professional happy person. Ever meet one of me? Probably not. I too can give you an autograph as soon as you buy Cozyisms, The Art of Paying Attention. Now, we have an addition on the table this evening, and that is a can of Cozyisms. Don't you think it's interesting and wonderful how they almost match? Is that just me? Am I just excited about my own self? Let me be excited about my own self. That's really all that matters in life, people. Sorry to disappoint you. Moving forward and getting this evening started, I have also one of my favorite people in the whole world, and her name is Gail Beckman, and Gail writes crossword puzzles. I've been out around and about, and I have never, ever met anyone that writes crossword puzzles. With that in mind, let's have Gail introduce herself, tell you where she's from, how long she's been doing her crossword puzzles, what maybe got her started in creating crossword puzzles, and then she'll show you what kind of crossword puzzles she does. Gail Beckman, speak to my audience.
Well, my name's Gail Marie Beckman, and crossword puzzles writing, it's known as cruciverbalism. If you finish a New York Times crossword puzzle in ink, you're also a cruciverbalist and may not know it. So if you're really good at completing them, or if you write puzzles, you could be a cruciverbalist. And crossword puzzles come out like this. The word search puzzles come out like this. And I find there's a fan of one or the other, but not both. And I write them specifically for individuals or businesses to promote, or it could be something about Great Aunt Myrtle, who has everything in life, but not a crossword puzzle all about her younger years and growing up. And you can educate your own family, especially in this time when people can't get together.
And where are you from?
I was born in Mariposa, California, raised in Placerville area, which is halfway between Sacramento and Tahoe, and then moved to Las Vegas in 2003.
Okay. And how long have you been writing puzzles? And that word you keep trying to come up with, don't say that word again. We don't know how to say that word. We can't spell it. We don't even know what she's talking about. Like she said, we either do the crossword puzzles or we do the word search. I do the word search, and I'm real good at it. Up and down, I do the square box, and then I find them. But that word she keeps talking about, ignore that word. Only she knows it. Let me ask her another question. How many other Unca Hunka people do you know?
Well, I don't know many.
There he goes. It's probably not even in the dictionary. Hit it.
I used to try to tell people that Will Shortz was my uncle, and he's the New York Times editor of the crossword puzzle.
So you have to tell them that too.
Yeah.
You're assuming. We don't
yes.
assume on the show.
Okay, we won't.
Okay.
But I started.
What made you start doing crossword puzzles?
I am a word fanatic. I am a spelling problem child. Whenever I see something spelled wrong, it just drives me nuts. And when I worked in cable TV, the technicians and installers, they would spell cable wrong on the order, made us look bad. So I wrote my first crossword puzzle with technical training cable TV terminology, so people would spell right, because you can't finish a crossword if you spelled it wrong.
Correct.
So that's where I started, and then 13 other cable companies saw my work and said, how did you do this, and can you write one about my dad? And I saw a business starting, and that was in 1991.
Wow. where can we find your crosswords puzzles anywhere? I know what we want to do here is to say to the audience, again, if you have an occasion, you have a relative, a loved one that you want to find out more, is there anywhere we can just readily find your puzzles?
You could go to customcrosswords.com and you can see what I've done. Generally, I write them made to order. I write for Fetch Magazine, for example. I'm doing dog breeds A to Z because it's a dog publication, and I've been writing for them for years. They're a quarterly. And you never know. Humana asked for crossword puzzles to educate the people that have Humana, and they could go to their closest recreation department to get the answers. They would use them as contests. Honda Corporation has used them as contests. Purina, Ladies Pro Golf, I did a booklet for at one time. You never know, but I'm really promoting families like the soldier who can't go home because they're worried about COVID. And you can say remember when puzzles and get everyone interested in playing the game, and whether it's a crossword or word search, have a time contest for a $20 Starbucks card or something simple, but you could be amazed at how a room can shut down when there's a puzzle and and there's some kind of thing to win. People get really competitive,
Sure
so
they do.
it's very fun to watch.
Wow, I might have to employ you.
Well, thank you.
I'm thinking of someone off the top of my head. I probably want to do one for my son. He's very intelligent, and something like this would probably turn him and my daughter-in-law on. All right, let's move forward. I mentioned a moment ago about my can of cozyisms.
Yes.
Inside this can, I'm going to make a 6'4", 200-pound fine man walk. Stand back, Gail. In fact, clear the room.
Okay.
I want him to myself. So as I go into my can of cozyisms, there are cozyisms in here. Because of the pandemic, otherwise I'd let you pick one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna close my eyes so we know I'm not cheating. And I'm going to pick a cozyism, and I am gonna let you read it.
Okay.
So, now you're gonna have to tell me if it's upside down. Is it upside down? It's upside down and it's backwards. All right, what does that say?
Okay. If all men, persons, are created equal, why isn't equal good enough?
I like that. Of course I like it. I better like it. I wrote it. So, Gail, now is the cozyism corner time.
Yes.
If all men are created equal, why isn't equal good enough? How does that resonate, or what do you think of when you hear that?
The first thing I think of is my time in the Army. I went right out of high school and spent 2 years in the Army, stationed in Baumholder, Germany. I saw the inequality. I was from 78 to 80 is my term in the Army, and there were things where people that were above you come in and need training from you, but you're still not an equal as a female or as whatever your rank is. It's just an interesting thing, but I think equality is very much improving since then.
In the service.
In the service, at least, but I think in a lot of places, I think it's really come a long way.
Spoken
I'm
like
hopeful.
a true white woman.
Oh.
Sorry.
You talking to me?
I'm talking about you to the audience. Okay. So when a lot of times with my cozyisms, most often I'm asked what resonated through me or what was I thinking. So it's interesting because I like your take as a female. I also, believe it or not, I fall into that category. But I didn't write it thinking of myself as a female. Whatever was going on, because all of these have been written at different times, the brain never shuts off, and that something will happen to me and say, that doesn't make sense. So at one point, I remember thinking of the inequality that we as blacks are subjected to. I don't run around all the time being a victim, but heck, I'm intelligent, I pay attention, I know the obvious, I know it when I see it. And so I said to myself one day, if we're such a perceived as such a second-class citizen, if you will, why are they so afraid of us? Why are they, this was before the shooting, so I'm not going to delve into that.
Right.
But the inequality of just a job, the equality of schoolings, the equality of segregated, integrated. Why? Why is everyone so afraid of people who simply just have a different complexion?
And that's something I didn't see in the military. I didn't see a color crossover. It was more male-female issues, and that's what first started my gears going. But majority of my life, I've been around people that are treated pretty equal, regardless of race or anything. I've seen more inequality male-female.
And interesting enough, because we know I'm not the shyest, the meekest female that we will ever meet, or I will ever meet, I never had problems in the work environment as a female. I do not and will not allow anyone to reduce me to female or black female. You know, one of my statements, and I'll probably say it throughout these podcasts, I'm just not black all the time. And that means I'm not going to take everything so personal. Sometimes you're just dealing with dumb, ignorant people, it doesn't matter what color they are, and so I have to give them a pass. Right. But when I know I qualify, I get what I want. When I know I qualify, I demand what I want. So, but as a people, I'm entitled to think, well, why are you always trying to keep us down? If we're not as good as you, wink, wink, why are you so afraid? Why are you constantly going out of your way to degrade us, to keep us down? But now, as I said, I like that you've brought up the fact of being female. I was in a group, remember our networking?
Yes.
Not too long ago, and one of the questions were, and it just made my butt crawl. Can I say make my butt crawl, Billy Bob? Made my butt crawl. That these women, the question was, why and what do women have to do to find their voice or their place in the workplace? And I can't answer. I sit there and actually have little
tremors.
Oh yeah, I do. Everything just and I can't answer because I want to slap them. I just want to slap these ladies. Own your crap. Own who you are. Stop allowing people to treat you any way they want to. Oh, well, I might lose my job. You might get respect.
Right, yeah. But
you may lose your job. You might get promoted.
It's such a leap for so many women, though.
Yes.
And another discrimination I experienced was age discrimination, where I was only 24, but I'd already had the experience needed out of the military and the thing I was doing at this aftermarket automotive corporation. And someone 10 years older got the promotion because I was too young. So I could have had an issue there, but I decided to move on.
Well, I like your good guess. I like your take on that also, because now I am and you are, we're part of the ageism. Well, again, I don't think of myself, when I'm naked, I'm a senior. When I'm naked, I'm a senior. When I have clothes on, I'm not a senior. You get that drift?
I sure do.
So I also think that I'm not happy with the senior body, but not much I can do about it these days. I don't allow ageism to stop me from getting what I want. And because I have a good deal of friends in my age category, my generation, they're quick to scream ageism. Well, they're not hiring me because I'm old. No, they're not hiring you because you're lazy. You didn't even go out to try to get the job. You didn't go out to see if these young people, we have to have young, we have to have old people. That's just the evolution of life, right? However, you take yourself out of the picture or out of the game when you tell yourself you're too old, or it's a man's job, or even color. You know, we know it happens, but doggone it, go for it. Doggone it, try it. Put your best self out there and dare them to say you're not good enough. I dare you to tell me I'm not good enough. I'm not, yeah, don't run.
Who's she yelling at?
Don't run, I'm yelling at you. That's what I do.
Scary.
Well, I am, that's what I give me. Will she kill my kids? Probably. Yeah, she's a little scary. On a serious note, and I don't want to be serious, I just don't, it's just not part of what I do. I believe in being happy. I'm going to stay on point. Paying attention. Being happy. We know happy is not a 30-hour or a 30-minute even job sometimes. But moment by moment, we can create our happiness. Moment by moment, we can create our security, our who we are. I would like to see the world at large start taking more responsibility for their happiness. And one of the ways to do that is called, ready for this word? I want you to put this word in your crossword puzzle.
Okay.
It's called communication. Oh my God.
It's a long one.
That's a big one. And it seems to be up there with happy. You need to put happy in your, and I'm giving you words for your next book, right? You can do one for me. Cozyisms, put my words in there. The other part of being happy is expressing yourself. Back to what we just finished talking about with the female jobs or the color situation or the ageism. No one will know who you are or what you are if you don't tell them. You won't know who they are and what they are if you don't ask. Now, does asking always get you the right answer? No, but I believe 85 to 90%, you ask the right question, you get the right answer.
I have a question. Would you autograph my cozyisms?
Oh, look at you.
And that would make me happy.
Ah!
There's a twofer.
Ah! She's paying attention. Oh, look at this. There must be some art to this.
I guess so.
Miss Gail, G-A-I-L.
Yes, it is.
I have another one, G-A-L-E.
Ah, like the wind.
Yes, yes, ma'am. To Gail. Ha-ha. Oh, I got creative
So
right here.
exciting.
Huh?
That's so exciting.
Gotta have the smiley face.
Ah. Thank you, my dear.
Here's your pen.
Oh, yes.
Time.
Nice.
Do we want to do another cozyism? Do we have time for another cozyism? Fabulous. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm supposed to take that other one out of there, so you'll tell me if I picked the same one. Let's see. One hit the floor. I'll get that later. No, that must be the one.
It found its way out.
Ah.
If you don't get over it, I will. I get
You
that
don't
one.
get over it, I will.
Mm.
So, same question. What are your thoughts on that particular cozyism?
That tells me if things don't change, I'm moving on. We don't get over this, it's what we're stuck in. And that I think of relationships, and yes, that's the first thing I think of.
And it almost ties in with what we were just talking about in terms of feeling segregated or different aged, race, femininity, or gender. Someone can come along and not want to hire you. You can walk around and you can mope about it. Someone can decide they don't like you for whatever reason. Who knows? We can't account for people. What we allow to stick with us is what we will be. Okay? It's that poop on the bottom of the shoe.
Right.
We usually go to the curb and that could be a good comparison.
There you
Scrape
go.
it off the bottom of your shoe. Scrape it off your life. Scrape it off your heart. Scrape it out of your mind. And again, for me, keeping with my theme, and it's true, it's being happy and paying attention. I just don't want to walk around being unhappy. I don't want to walk around keeping things so close to my vest that it causes health problems.
Right.
And generally, when we allow things to stay inside, that's how ulcers are created.
I
That's
created a tumor myself and learned, worrying is not for me anymore.
Yes, that's right.
Fortunately, it was benign, but you know.
Migraines, acne, what have you. So as we hopefully are going to go through life or start going through life, trying to create happiness and in our lives and paying attention, I'm able to readily just dismiss something that's not in the long run going to matter to my life.
Right.
I have chosen, I don't know if I said this on one of the other shows, I have chosen not to get married and have kids for a reason. I didn't want headaches. I did not want the stress and the grief. Nah, I don't want people calling me or going on my website saying, we're happy. You lie about it, first of all. You have minutes of happiness. We already decided happiness is not a whole lifetime thing. And when you get teenagers, don't even think about telling me you're happy all the time, because their job is to make you unhappy. I didn't want them in my house. Don't come in here with that crap. It's what they do. It's their evolution again.
I was a teenager.
And we all was. And, oh God.
I was good at it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we are, aren't we? So again, if you don't get over it, I will. It's easy and some of my cozyisms, and as my guests come on and we're going through it and talking about how I came up with them, I find myself, it's in one of my bio. It says, I'm not special, but I'm totally different. And I think happy thoughts, and I think, how can I, and very important, as well as me being a PhD, is being healthy. I did not want to spend my life with pills and doctor's offices. My friends now get dressed to go to the doctor. I think that's pretty safe. Oh yeah, I only get dressed to go to the doctor. You're not even dating him. You were dating a doctor, I'd see a reason to get all dolled up.
Whole other story.
Yeah, you're going for him to look at your yin yang. It's not a reason, right? Play with your boob, what have you. Whatever doctor you're going.
Okay.
Oh come on, let's grow up. It's called mammograms.
That's
right?
not playing to me.
Well, no, they hurt like hell. However,
Okay.
you're getting dressed to go
Right.
to the doctor's office. So again, if you don't get over it, I will, and it gives me comfort, gives me peace of mind, because I have designed my life to be able to think more me, and that's fair. But within a family situation, teenagers, husbands, boyfriends, jobs, friendships, get over it already.
Right.
And again, and if you don't, I will. Do we move forward? Do we stay where we are? Do we just go our separate ways? Whatever it is, you have to be strong about your commitments. All of these cozyisms about commitments,
Right.
and being true to you. And I like my audience and the viewers, as they watch Cozy Up and pay attention, to start saying, I may not be right, but I make some sense. Because you and I know common sense took a vacation, never came back. Just goodbye common sense, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. So hopefully, with me and my kind, and I see a lot of other speakers on LinkedIn especially, who are going for the happy state of mind, the elusive happiness. And I just want to be one of many that are going to promote, discuss, believe, and try my best to help others, because that is something that makes me happy.
That's great.
So Gail, do you have any questions for me? Don't feel pressure.
Gee. I
No,
didn't write any down.
No, you don't have to. That's why we have the cozyisms. So once again, tell our audience where they can find you. Again, it's going to be on the website, but one more time, give us your website and your phone number, please.
Okay, it's customcrosswords.com, and the phone number is 702-869-6416. And the word we didn't want to hear was cruciverbalist.
Get off my show. Get the hell off my, get out. Get out.
I shall.
Dang it. Now I gotta learn how to say that doggone word. I also like words, by the way.
I
Obviously.
do know that.
Okay, so In conclusion, to bring this particular show to an end, folks, you're going to memorize these words sooner or later, so I'm going to keep saying them to you. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you have mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. Good night and thank you.